Krishna. Sounds just like that guy. Yeah. Oh, your parents, so. Look who's here, hey, bud.
We want to see him to make sure.
You want to see him?
Yeah.
We can see the tail.
Okay, go see.
Would you really like to see? You really want to see him? Come on up here and meet me. Come.
Get up and say
That's
hello
okay.
to everybody.
What up?
Hello.
Oh, here I am, my giant head.
In the jungle. That was very good, Remy.
That was very.
That on his own, though.
He tried to do it on his own, but I didn't see. Oh, Wookie. Wookie, what do you do now?
Gail, I missed you, Remy.
Yeah,
I
you see?
missed you.
Gail missed you, bud.
If you miss seeing him in that live feed, you're gonna have to watch the repeat.
Yeah. Yeah. Did she mean she missed him? She missed him in past shows, I think is what she said.
Right, yeah, she was in here.
She saw that. How could she miss that? Can't miss that.
I guess.
That's on the internet. They can see that on the shuttle.
Guess Kaylee survived the 4th of July.
Yes, yes.
Out Gail ODing her. Gail was giving her
We did-
meds the day before.
Wow. Well, we did not have a lot of fireworking going on here, but and listen, you know, we're all about no gloom, and we certainly are in favor of not complaining about things. But those fucking Macy's fireworks sucked.
They did.
I'm just saying, they sucked. I was very.
Oh, and that's just something else people were pointing out. They said, we'll be right back for the grand finale. And then they came back and there was no grand finale. It was credit roll.
Well, and it wasn't because I stole it this year.
And on top of the fireworks, we're not hearing the booms. They already ruined the Thanksgiving Day parade with all that Broadway stuff. No offense to you Broadway lovers, but it's supposed to be a parade.
Yeah, you can't. It's supposed to be marching and bands and
look.
I don't know. Well, I mean,
well, Sue had.
We had Friends in it one year. We had Broadway Friends in it one year.
I don't care.
I don't care. Get pissed at me. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what was cool though. And I know I've talked about this before, but we got to go. Oh God, it was about 4:30 in the morning. I think it was on a. Well, it doesn't matter what day it was. And we were all at the China Club after hours on 75th Street. And somebody said, guys want to go to the Armory and see all the floats? We were like, yeah. And how amazing to see all those floats indoors, the balloons, all that shit indoors. And you got to look at them and touch them and couldn't really drive them, but it was just.
Well, Laura says it stinks. Gail says Jewel doesn't even bother to watch.
Good for you, Jewel. I'd boycott that shit if I were you.
I'm not gonna watch. I stopped watching the parade because it's not a parade. It's
the parade. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not doing any of that. Now, the parade that I will watch is the Rose Bowl parade because those floats are awesome. I think.
They're not.
You know, we have friends on Broadway.
Steve,
don't piss them off.
He has their place.
Oh, that's what you heard that. Get back in your place, Broadway.
Well,
me too.
Let me tell you what, if they started performing out my driveway.
Hashtag Broadway too.
Get out of here.
But now let me tell you what, if they started in our yard.
And the Rose Parade, I love when they would tell you like what each float had on it, because it has to be
Right.
all organic material.
Right, and I don't know if you've ever seen Lenny's float, but this float, this is a replica of Antigua, made entirely of pot leaves.
The old Lenny has stopped.
Yeah, Lenny has ceased
Has changed his ways.
to burn, which is
You know, you get to a point
you
where
get to a point where you got to start to remember things like how to breathe and when to how to wake up and to brush your teeth, you know, things like that. So, oh, I see. Oh, Jewel. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my stars? My stars are not happy. Oh boy, I screwed up the stars. Look. Oh, oh, oh. Anybody else want to see that?
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, let me find out what happened to my stars, though.
You know what?
You don't care.
Kitty has lightning bugs
Wow.
in Detroit.
And we don't have lightning bugs. That's just wrong.
Nope.
That's just wrong. I'm gonna.
I think in Florida.
What?
If there's too many lights in the city, the lightning bugs won't light up because they light up to find a mate.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't want them. You don't want them
mating with your light.
Fucking the light over your front door. What? Well, if they see a light.
Joe? Cass?
Oh, Joe Cass. Okay, well, hang on. I'm going to thank you, Joe. Probably there you go. Thank you, Joe Cass. See, now we have to start over.
The Macy's ones from his balcony. Then you didn't have to listen to all the people singing.
Well, yeah, but could you hear? And what about that new place where they're standing? The Hudson Yards. Let's go play there. Oh, see, oh, you love it.
I don't know.
Thank you, Lori.
And it seems like it was a lot of country songs. Nothing against country songs.
Yeah, nothing. But I mean, you know, it is about our country and everything. But I mean, really. And if they're going to have music during the,
are we bitching?
Yeah, we're bitching like we're bitching like a couple of old ladies.
Golden girls.
Yeah, I feel like Estelle Getty.
Sophia.
Man, it's Friday. We're getting ready for the weekend. I'm ready for the weekend.
Oh, Kitty had tons of lightning bugs last
time. That's amazing.
They were putting out their own fireworks.
We had to drive hours up north to see fireflies.
Right.
And
we're still in Florida, but they were in a state park.
I have two firefly stories. One, oh, here comes Dandy Don. My first firefly story. My first firefly story is. Sorry, my tongue. Who's that?
What's going on there, Don?
Who's that? Who is that behind you?
Uh-oh.
Hi, Don.
Point your mouth. Point your mouth. Kitty.
No.
I can't hear it.
No.
I'm thinking that must be his
Cheetah Rivera. Try it now. Hey, that's not much better. Listen, you work it out. I'll tell my firefly story.
Okay.
Oh, no, thank you, Brenda.
Like it's not only Snow White, but now she has a garden that is like
well, you know, listen, she's probably working for Disney.
Snow White.
No. You'll
get it now.
Okay, thank you. Good night. I was about to tell two firefly stories. One firefly story is my roadie, who at a certain point was also our drug dealer, lived upstate New York on a swampy area at the end of where his complex was built, his apartment complex.
Right.
And we went up to visit him. And then we walked outside to enjoy the visit that we just went up to see. And there were so many fireflies I have never, ever in my life. See, it looked almost like a joke.
Yeah.
Like they were just everywhere. It was more fireflies than I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And the only time I've ever seen more fireflies also involved drugs. And all of your friends, Dave and Larry, and who else? Wouldn't have been Mark. Who would have been in the band then? When we were doing the acid on the golf course.
Oh, Chris Peck.
Chris Peck. I don't know. Did you know Chris, Don?
I know the name, but I don't know him.
He was the singer when we were allowed to have a singer. Anyway, I'm sorry. Is there something in my eye? And Alan, of course you remember Alan, right?
Yes.
Alan lived with me for a while.
Oh,
Well,
tell us.
I'm sorry.
It was interesting.
Did he ever tell you about the time he went to cop 1,000 hits of sunshine? Acid in Boston. Did you ever hear that story?
No, but it would have explained a lot.
Well, I'll tell it to you, and then you'll know why. He goes to Boston to buy 1,000 hits of clinical, sunshine, right? 850 mic tabs of orange sunshine. And he's taking the bus, right? Don't fly. Don't take take a freaking bus to Boston. You know what Alan looked like. He looked like the bulimic Viking. And so he's sitting on a bench waiting for the bus. He decides he's going to try the acid out. He takes one. Nothing happens. Now he thinks he got ripped off, so he takes another one. Nothing happens. Now he knows he got ripped off, so he takes a third one. And guess what happened?
He
didn't get ripped off.
Well, no, but he got blasted off. He was sitting on the bus bench for days, waiting to come down.
No, I can't believe nobody bothered him. This guy.
Would you have bothered him? Would you have got?
Was a cop?
Really? You want to fill out that paperwork? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I loved Alan. Alan and I had some great times together. He was responsible for so much of the positive things that happened in the band, but he was crazier than a shithouse rat, and that's all there is to that. So tell me about this image behind you, because it's not really.
Hang on. Let me see if I can take me out of the picture.
It's not Haven.
No.
That's my mom, who on Sunday will turn 102.
Oh, bravo.
Now that picture was taken a while ago. She's shrunk a little bit since then, but she's okay.
So is she Mrs. Worshpa?
Yeah.
She is Mrs. Worshpa, yes.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Worshpa.
Shirley. Her name is Shirley.
Shirley.
Yes.
Shirley, you jest.
But everyone knew her as Nancy.
Wow.
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find something. Well, you talk amongst yourselves.
By the way.
Hmm?
Mary Jo Bielowski, but everyone knew her as Nancy.
What are
Right?
you talking about?
Firesign Theater. What are you, 12?
I never saw that.
I'm 12. I never saw that. It was a record. It was tough to see. You were too young.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Well, that's fantastic. Please wish her sincere happy birthday from
I'm going to get another one. Okay. So so is my mouse showing? No, it probably isn't. So okay, from left to right is David Strathairn, who played Edward R. Murrow in the movie Good Night and Good Luck.
I recognize him.
Patricia Clarkson.
Wait a minute, who's between those guys? Well, I see wait, we missed.
That's Joe Worshpa.
Oh, okay. Everybody knows.
That's the dad.
Him.
All right, and then you got Patricia Clarkson. Then the man is Milo Radulovich, who figured very prominently in the Army McCarthy hearings. He was the original story of they booted his son out of the Air Force Reserves because his father was suspected of being a communist sympathizer, which was nonsense. He subscribed to a newspaper so he could see the European football scores. So my dad did a story on him. Then there's Mom. Then there's George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Grant Heslov. So this is the cast and people, some of the people behind Good Night and Good Luck. So there's
And
Mom.
it looks like he's holding a fragrance, but I'm guessing that's an award.
Or a drink.
Oh, is that what it is? What is it? It looks like cream to mint if he's
It
drinking.
could very well be. I don't know Grant that well. But anyway.
Mom and your dad.
I thought maybe he won like a Lally award.
Yeah, he won a vodka tonic, yeah.
Oh, you see? No. Good Night and Good Luck is the film.
Yeah.
Edward R.
Yeah, so Mom and Dad consulted because they were just about the last living remnants of the Melrose CBS period.
Wow. That's awesome. And let me as a fashion designer myself, let me compliment Mom's totally colored shirt. I think blouse. That's amazing.
Yeah.
She's always.
Still have that if I borrow
It's
it.
a jacket.
I'm sure she'd be happy to donate it to you. She's been giving my older daughter clothing lately. As she shrinks, her stuff isn't fitting her anymore. So anyway, that's that.
That's great. That's really cool. Dad's tall, huh?
Dad was 6 feet.
Nice. Okay, so the rest. Okay.
Yeah, didn't rub off on me though.
Did you take the picture?
No, I don't know who took that picture. I think it probably was at the New York Film Festival. I'm guessing. I could be
You were
wrong.
at that event or no?
I was at that event. It was the premiere of the film, and it got a standing ovation. It almost won the Academy Award, but it got beaten out by something else.
Who cares? Who cares?
All right.
We saw that movie.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, it was great.
It's an honest film.
Yeah,
Is that a film festival right now?
at the Essence Awards. Yes, his wife has a film
Ah,
competition.
all right, enough of that.
Okay.
Enough of that. All right.
Enough
So
of
there you
that.
go.
So,
Nobody else tonight, huh?
well, I don't see anybody else.
Comment,
Yeah, Booker's in New Orleans supporting his wife's film.
right?
Oh, okay.
Angus is in Bahamas.
Oh,
Maybe Mousy might.
Yeah, Mousy
comment.
might show up.
Joe.
Joe might show up. But you know what? I'm fine with just you and me, pal.
I worked very, very hard on my pictogram.
Your pasture.
If that's what, yeah.
Well, let me tell you how that started so that, we get a little history on this show. Everybody, good night and good luck, right? That was Edward R. Murrow's tagline, right? That's how he would end his show, right? And Lester Holt is, be kind to, whatever, be kind to each other or whatever it is. Take care of yourself and each other, right?
Right.
So mine is, if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the past. And one day, so then Joe Castelli, who was there, as he magically appears right on cue, Joe comes up with a pasture one day, right?
Yes, the best one ever.
The best one ever. And it was a field with hays, hay, how they roll the hay up into and they were purple. And it was purple haze.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden that started the tradition of everybody trying to do the mystical pastures. It got so out of hand that we were doing what happened on this day and 30 years ago today. And so now it's just gone to song titles, right? Now it's just song titles. So and are you ready, Joe Costello?
It's a little early.
No, I'm just wondering.
I was trying to put one together and I couldn't find the image I wanted. So I have one and I think I have never used it before, but I may have. I can't remember. So we'll
That's
see.
all right.
We won't remember either.
Yeah, we won't remember either. Okay. That's the nice thing about being old. You can tell the same jokes to the same people 10 times and they still laugh.
That's right.
So,
Well, did I ever tell the joke about the guy? I'm sure I did. Is this
Oh,
are you streaming tonight?
yeah, no, just the three of us here on the Zoom. Come on, tell the joke. Tell it. Doesn't matter. I'll tell a joke. I have one.
Guy in the old folks home. He's sitting on the bench, and there's one of the nurses walks by, and he says, "Hey, nurse, come here. How old do you think I am?" And she goes, "Mr. Schwartz, I don't want to, that's private." He goes, "No, guess. How old do you think I am? I'll bet you can't guess how old I am." And so she sits there. He walks over to him, and she puts her hand down his pants and kind of juggles his balls a little bit, and she says, "You're going to be 89 on Thursday." And Nick Schwartz goes, "That's incredible. How did you know that?" And the nurse says, "You told me yesterday."
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
See, now I'm not sure. Now I'm conflicted. I don't know whether to go.
Well, I think he probably did that every day, so she would go down and jiggle his balls.
Oh, so you've been to that old folks home?
Hey, how old do you think I am? No, really, honey, how old do you think I am? Okay. 96-year-old guy is walking down by the creek and he hears, "Save me! Save me!" Looking around, looks down and he sees this frog. Frog screaming, "Save me! Pick me up and kiss me, and I'll turn into a beautiful princess." And he looks down and he says, Are you talking to, should I do that? Are you talking to me? And she says, yes, please. If you pick me up and kiss me, I will turn into a beautiful princess. He goes, "Oh, it's amazing." Reaches down, he picks up the frog, puts it in his pocket. Frog says, "What are you doing?" He said, "At my age, I do better with a talking frog."
Lauren,
You're up, Joe.
the Don is echoing.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I'm probably echoing too.
No, you're not.
Well,
No, I am.
You are to me, yeah.
Not to me.
not to us, you are.
I think the echoes, your playback in your studio is coming back through your mic.
Oh.
Well, all right. So let's just try this. Is it now still echoing?
Let's see. Testing. No.
We can't hear them.
No.
See, that's why I'm
Well,
on
that
headphones.
is what it could be. It could be the echo. It could be coming back through my mic.
Yeah.
That's
Whenever I've used speakers. Did you put your
back now.
speakers back on?
All right. Well, I'm going to try to.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So,
That's why I have to use cans,
Yeah.
because I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it.
And I keep my speakers low here so that you don't come through my mic and then back out again.
shouldn't do it, man. No. Talk, speak.
1, 2,
Anybody?
1, 2, 1.
Still there?
It's muted, so you get one beat of an echo, and then the rest of it is gated out.
They updated this frickin' software, and it's hard to. Let's try this. How about now?
Don?
Nah, it's still.
Now I can't hear you. Oh boy.
You had it nice and remember the week where we had all kinds of echo. The next week it was awesome. It was so clean.
I don't understand what has happened since that.
It's updated.
Yeah, they updated. Well, that sucks, and they shouldn't do that. How about this? Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me?
We can always hear you.
Well, and is the echo gone?
Well, the echo's on.
I think it might be. Let's see. Test 1, 2.
And I'll
Don?
try it again. How's that? Yeah, I'm good.
It's good.
Okay, I found it.
Children?
I found it, and I found it. I
Oh,
found it.
okay.
You know what? Right here. Just to show you what I deal with. Hang on.
What are you dealing with, Steve?
Up for this. Take a look at this shit, because I can show this to you. Here you go.
Looks like something from a hospital.
Look at this is loop back.
Okay, they said all good.
And
Echo's
in order
gone.
for me to not see, I have loop back audio here, and then I have loop back 2. In order for me to have my mic open and not feed back into my mics, into my my mic feedback into my speakers, I have to go through loop back audio 2. And then there's this other thing called sound source, which there's here with the technical stuff already. Anyway, so that's
why is it? I'm just using Zoom.
Yeah, no, it's well, Joe said it. It's because my mic is picking up you coming through my speakers, and it's sending it back in the delay, because there's like a delay.
Yeah, but it's like, Joe, what do they call those? Not an IFB, but a hybrid. When they do
A mix minus.
Yeah, mix minus, but yeah. Well, never mind.
So she grabbed my X minus and said 89.
I don't know.
You know the one about the Jewish man and the black man fighting on the street?
This is a joke.
No, this is true. Yeah, no, of course it's a joke.
No, Steve.
Black man and Jewish man are fighting on the street. Black guy's beating the shit out of the Jewish man. Cop says, "What's going on here? What's going on here?" And he said, and the black guy says, I asked him for directions, and he started calling me racial slurs. You know this?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not telling it.
Joe, you heard this one?
No.
It's just the Jewish guy. He asked you for directions, and then you started calling him names. He said, I didn't call him names. He asked me where 44th Street was. I told him you're a black bastard.
Hey. Oi.
Oi.
Oi. As we say.
Yeah. So listen, we're allowed to say.
Yeah.
So Joe, no jokes from you? Come on.
It's been a rough day. I'm not all that jokey.
Monkey Joe, really? Has it been a rough day? What's going on?
It's just been a lot of crazy stuff at home. So I don't know. I just feel like I got a lot going on.
I get that.
No gloom. So
no, listen. I get that. I mean, we've certainly had our share of drama for the past couple of days, haven't we?
We have.
Yes. But it's okay. It could be nice. No, not good. No, not good. You're a black bastard.
I was very depressed. I decided to. I was going to throw myself off the balcony, but we're only on the second floor, so it doesn't really, wouldn't.
Yeah, you just be stuck in the same room.
Yeah, just be maimed. Yeah.
Speaking of it, so I need to hear about Alan living with you. I had no idea that Alan was an anomalous. We're talking about our front of house guy. Did you know Alan by any chance, Joe?
Me? No, but did Alan build those PA speakers that didn't get out at the basement?
Yeah, he was the one. He put the first quad system together back in '71, and he's the one who built the folded W cabinets that wouldn't fit out. Did you ever hear about that, Don? You must have heard about it.
I think I remember he used it out in the Hamptons. He had a workshop in the basement.
Yeah, he lived there.
Yeah, and I remember he was building, the exponential horns, and I didn't know how you would do it, but what you do is you saw, about an eighth of an inch, and then another eighth of an inch, and then, left to right, left to right, left to right, and then you can bend it. And he built everything. I mean, well, we talked about this early on. It was the trap case that you got from the school or something that had 3 wheels. It was like a 3-legged dog. and everybody hated that fucking case.
Yeah, the white whale they used to call it. I still have it. Oh, look at this. I guess now talk about the floats for the Rose Bowl parade. Here he comes. Here he comes. Mr. Antigua.
Soon to be Mr. Grease.
We got Oh, he's in a vehicle.
He's driving.
No.
Hola.
Oh,
Yo,
God.
you all,
Can
You
you hear
can't-
us?
we hear you.
Watch Remy's right there. See
How
We're gonna go
fast,
try further.
how fast are you going? I think you need new shocks.
There should be music playing. I know that.
Yeah, I think the theme song from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm a little nervous, actually. He looks like he's traveling at high velocity.
He is. He is.
Don't drive distracted. I mean, what were Letty's last words?
Is
I
he
mean, be
driving?
careful. Yes.
No, he's not driving, right?
It looks like
He is now looking at the road.
No, he's a passenger or he's in the back seat.
I hope he's in the back seat.
Oh, the Flintstones.
No, I know I see a window beam. I see a
What?
Maybe it's an SUV. I hope.
maybe it's
You
back.
can't hear us? Why
Can't
can't you
hear
hear
us.
us? Turn the volume up.
Oh, look at that. Maybe he is driving.
No.
Are you following someone?
Is the other side driving,
Gestures
maybe?
will work. Head gestures.
All right.
We love you too, Tonto. We do love you too. I see lights.
Oh, I hear you there.
Hey. Where are you?
Coming home from dinner?
What are you listening to? Tasty?
Really? No, I think it's a Pink Floyd album.
Oh, he put up his
Wish you were here. No, metal is what's he doing?
Umaguma would be with the cows. Isn't that with all the cows in Umaguma? Oh, I wonder what the other car looks like.
Yeah. Does anybody have a police radio? I want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
okay.
man.
He's fine.
Okay.
He survived much more dangerous situations than this.
Just being Lenny.
Just being Lenny every day.
All right. So you wanted to know about Alan living with us.
Yeah, I want to know how that happened and where. I want to know all the details there.
So I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was in between college and the studio, and I was working for Rat Race. And I don't know where Alan was living before, but somehow it came up that he needed a place to stay. And we had a back room, like it was a big house in New Hyde Park. And something came over me of like, well, we got a spare room if you want to bunk in with us. Like, Dad. What's that?
Is this at your parents' house?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now you see, now I understand why Shirley lived to 102. Because it took her that long to forget about it.
Well, Alan was very quiet. He had his own bathroom down there, and it was a very comfortable situation. Plus, it made it easier because he didn't drive. So I drove him to all the gigs, and most of the time we talked about various stuff. And then there was that incident where someone on the crew, I think either Josh or Jan, got fed up with him at one of the gigs and said, "Oh, just shut up." And Alan didn't speak for 4 days after that. Not to me, not to anybody. And I kept asking, we're driving in the car, and it's like, it's like a mannequin next to me. And I was like, and I'm going, "Alan, did I do something to upset you?" And nothing, flatline, nothing. And then eventually when he started talking, and I said, "What was that all about?" And he said, "Oh, one of the guys told me to shut up, so I decided I would." I'm like,
They used to go at it. They used to, when we had the house in the Hamptons,
Oh,
they used to go at it. Him, Alan, Jan, and Josh. They would, because Dan was obviously from a mixed marriage. Alan, very Aryan background, and Josh Reichelman. You can put that triumvirate together. And they used to throw racial slurs back at each other that made me blush. And they were going so crazy one day.
All the roadies for.
Yeah, this is the road. It's all just I can't even repeat what they used to say. And we tape recorded one of them. Because Alan, I don't know, at the House of the Hamptons in 75, I think it was. We set up all the equipment in the living room, and Alan ran all of the mic wires down through the heating vent into the basement, and that was his control room. And so when they started riffing on each other, I can't remember who it was.
Getting around, or were they like really being mean to each other?
Well, you know what? It's hard to say. It really is. It's hard to say.
Yeah, there's always a kernel of truth in.
There was a whole cob. There was a whole cob of truth because Alan ordered a copy of Mein Kampf, and I mean, it was just, I'm telling you, it just got so, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Now, were you with us when we were playing Glen Island when he had the?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember Wadney, the ball of duct tape?
Yes.
Okay, and if you remember, if you remember. When we were playing upstairs, right there, you would. I'll explain to the children. We used so much duct tape that Alan used to save it all. The roadies started making it into a ball, and eventually the ball got so big that it deserved a name, and they called it Wadney. And if you remember, Don, when you were, Wad duct tape. And the thing must have weighed 20 pounds. It was just ridiculous, right?
Take it from gig.
And they would take it from gig to gig, and they would, take whatever duct tape they used, and Wadney would get it at the end of the night. And if you left any, Alan would flip out on you. Oh, it's just for Wadney. I mean, it was like. So one night, and if you remember Glen Island, you remember when we had number 8, the truck number 8, the green front with the silver box. They used to park that. There was one stretch out on the other side of the parking lot where you could try. I used to park my Corvette there. Do you remember? I don't even know if you remember where I used to park, but the truck was parked behind me, and I could get out, but it was just nobody knew that anything was there. I didn't have to worry about the car or any of that.
Right.
And so I was there later than usual, and I'm walking to my car, and I hear this hysterical crying coming from the cab of the truck, and they don't understand me. I can't get along with any of them. I don't know what it is. I do so, and just this sobbing and ranting. And I said, I gotta know what this is, because we didn't have cell phones and there was no CB radio. Who was he talking to? Who else could be? He was talking to Wadney.
It was Alan, though, right?
It was Alan, yeah, and he's talking to the freaking ball.
The duct tape ball.
Talking to freaking drunk out of his face.
Wilson.
It was just like Wilson, only it's probably where they got the idea for Wilson.
Well, there's a fine line between genius and insanity, but
yeah, and he crossed it.
So did Rat Race have more crew than they had musicians?
Absolutely.
Well, wait, they were when I joined, because Larry didn't have a roadie. Larry did all his own stuff. So when I probably skipped was like, Larry needs somebody to help him set up. So it was Larry. Sorry, it was myself. It was Jan. It was Josh, and it was Alan. But that was the crew that I worked with. There was another guy, Rooney. Billy Rooney. Yeah, I think he came. I think he came on later.
He was with Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably around the time that I was departing, Billy was coming in.
Yeah, he was a challenge. And the funny thing about it is,
how do I remember these people's names?
Oh God, there was Jan was the light guy. If you remember, that was his.
He had the big afro.
He had the big afro.
I thought he was the choreographer and the social coordinator.
Well, that was he did serve two purposes.
He was a great dancer. He'd be on the side of the stage, he'd be doing his moves. I love Jan. And I got along very well with Josh. And when Alan was speak, he was okay. He was a different kind of person.
The funny thing, well, the thing about Alan, I told you the story about the 1,000 hits of acid, right? And it's odd because it was, I don't know, probably 50 years ago yesterday. It's the 4th of July, and he finally gets back from Boston and comes down from his 10,000 mic acid trip. And he says, let's all go to Westchester Country Club because they have fireworks, and we'll do some acid, and we'll sit on the golf course and no one will see us, and we'll be fine, right?
We'll be fine.
And it's like, this had to be right around your time, maybe a little before it, because I was
Well,
going.
his parents had the house around there, right?
Yeah, well, it's probably, this is when he still lived on North Street at the Balmoral Kennels with his parents, which is why he had to live with you, because they said either you're gonna quit this band or you're gonna get out.
Well, I stayed at Gaylordsville one night, and
That's Connecticut. This is Harrison, New York.
So Balmoral was started in Harrison.
It was, and next grandparents. How weird is that?
That is grandparents. Okay, I missed the front of that.
Next to my mother's parents' house, where my mother grew up on North Street.
Okay.
Really, it's a very convoluted. So anyway, and you know how far it wasn't from that to the Westchester Country Club. So Alan says, listen, we're all going to do a hit of this acid. And Bobby Sattenberg was one of the roadies.
Yeah, I remember Bobby.
And Tommy Peck was there, and Chris Peck was there, and I was there with Larry and my girlfriend Carol at the time, and I can't remember who else was there, but Alan, Dave, of course. So Dave, well, Alan says to everybody, look, everybody take a hit of this acid, and we're going to walk to the golf course. And by the time we get there, the sun will be going down. We can watch the fireworks. It's going to be amazing, right? Okay, pop, 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 pop. Who doesn't take any acid? Dave. Right? So now we get to the golf course, and sure enough, here comes the drugs, man. Whoa. I mean, here they come. And it starts to rain. And now we're like aboriginals. We know nothing. We don't have any idea why we're there. And if you've ever been on a golf course at like dusk, the rolling hills, it looked like I was in a black light poster. And it's raining, and we're trying to back into these pine trees to stay. It was just ridiculous, right? So now we're lost. We don't know where we are. We don't know what we're doing. There's no fireworks because of the rain. And we start making our way through the golf course. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following whoever's in front of me. Larry loses a lens on his glasses. You remember he used to have the different colored glasses, and he's got one lens missing and he can't see because of the other one. So he pops the other one out and he's chewing on that. So he's wearing glasses frames with no lenses in them. And my girlfriend is kind of leading him along the golf course. And we're going over this like a cart bridge, a regular, just a cart bridge that goes over whatever. And it seems to me that we're like 10,000 feet over a raging gorge river. And I'm like scared to death. And somehow somebody walked underneath. I mean, it was just whatever kind of, Alice's nightmare tripping you could have. This was it, right? So we start to make our way towards the clubhouse.
Don was laughing.
Because he knows. Well, I've done your acid, Don, at Lafayette or wherever the hell that was. And so we're walking towards the clubhouse, and it was like going to where the Wicked Witch lives. I mean, I'm waiting like all the snotty people from the hey Lenny.
Put some clothes on, Lenny.
How old are you? Anyway, so we go through this amazing journey. No fireworks. I have no idea why we're even walking or where we're going. I know we crept up to the clubhouse. We're looking through the bushes, and they had a fire eater, and it's Westchester Country Club, right? All high and so Alan says, "Well, okay, it's time to leave." We're like, "Time to leave? We don't even know where we are. How do we leave?" And we're walking out and we find our way out to the road that will lead us out to North Street. And there, at the end of the road,
It's a wicked
right
way.
before we got to North Street, was Dave, the no acid taking Dave, with Bobby Stattenberg, who was having the meltdown of Timothy Leary. And we're all so happy to see Dave because we realized this is a sign of civilization. And he would know where we were. It was like, you know, okay, I'm going back to the wet trees. And so that was Alan's, yeah, that was, yeah.
Life
So
with
Lenny,
Alan.
how are you?
Lenny,
Yeah, I think he had a more stable picture when he was driving.
Doesn't he?
I
Lenny, don't you
can't
connect this to
get my
your,
speaker to work.
what do you connect it to hearing aids? No, to
Yeah, no, I always have that. I always have that working, but it doesn't seem to work with Zoom.
uh-oh.
Lenny, are you dressed?
Yeah. So you're gonna have to look at my ear.
It's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Lenny, hello.
and in Zoom, in the gears, you might be able to pick your hearing aids as your speaker instead of the speaker. No?
You could, maybe you could. Maybe not. But maybe so.
In the settings, you might be able to choose a different, speaker, which would be your earphone.
The mighty settings, the sound might just come through. In the settings, the mighty.
He doesn't sing that. It's
All right.
jungle.
All right. I have a question. Who dropped acid before this Zoom meeting? Or who didn't?
me.
Lenny, did you?
I got you now.
Good.
Lenny, when was the last time you did acid?
Oh, actually, I know that.
What time is it?
It's very funny.
You told me yesterday.
No, it was quite a number of years ago. It was a Mickey Mouse blotter acid.
Wow.
You know, it had Mickey Mouse as the wizard.
Oh, yeah, from Fantasia.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really good. I had my dog with me, and I took the dog on the subway, and I went to visit Gabrielle in Manhattan. I was really high.
I'm guessing. See, now
I
that's.
sent you a picture.
Oh,
Steve, I
please.
sent you a picture. Look in Messenger.
On Facebook?
Oh, on Messenger on your phone.
On my phone? I could look on Messenger on my Facebook too, no?
I don't know.
Flachabuki.
Well, I sent it on Messenger, so I don't know.
Right, but it'll come
Oh
here.
no!
What happened?
I don't know. His last words were, "Oh no."
Oh, I heard, oh no.
I think I'm having a flashback.
Jesus
We
Christ.
still hear him. There he is. There he is.
Okay, I can hear you guys now.
Okay,
I just want to let you know I've got no clothes on.
no shit. I thought that was a really thin t-shirt. I'm looking
I
for
mean,
your
no clothes.
I'm looking for your picture. I don't see it, Lenny.
Yeah, what is that? The regular Messenger.
Facebook.
Well, I went and looked at the other Facebook.
Is it really hot there, Lenny?
No, actually, it's fairly nice right now. There's been a nice breeze. But yeah, I'm almost always like this at home.
No clothes.
None at all? Like no bottoms?
You want to see?
No.
Not particular. No.
Fine.
Okay.
How old are you?
Yeah, right. That's it. That's the way to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Now I got all
We have a message here.
I'll give you a message.
That probably is.
This could be a message. Lenny, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, please let me share this with.
Yeah,
Let me-
that's what I was eating tonight.
Wow,
I didn't know Steve Schwest was the original singer for White Tiger.
was this the day? Hang on.
Yeah, just now.
Oh, okay.
Why can't,
Like
you know what, I could just do this, I guess, right?
I don't know. There you go.
Wow.
I was eating Mexican.
You certainly were. You were certainly, I would agree, you were eating Mexican.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
Ah, you matched the bushes.
Was that the Day of the Dead that they do?
Uh-huh.
No, it's just eating Mexican.
But that's you
Looks like
under
it's
that
eating
mask?
Mexican. Yes, that's me.
Yep.
So you wore clothes when you went out to eat.
Yeah, he was eat that crazy.
You have to cover the burrito.
Yeah, you do have to.
I'm actually eating underneath that map.
Wow, how things have degraded. It's
How's
wonderful.
everybody? How's everybody? Hi, Lori.
he's in the room and he, huh?
What?
What?
Mike who? What?
Mike Winters is in the room and he's commenting on Alan.
Uh-oh.
He said, Alan is a genius.
Oh, there's no
I
question.
worked with him at the Pet Cemetery in Connecticut for a short bit. That was a different experience for sure.
That would be
Although
Gaylordsville, Don.
I also
Yeah, I
worked-
mean, I saw when I was doing meaningless research, I went up and looked at the Balmoral, pet cemetery thing, and they said, I don't know what Alan's significant other's name is, but it says Alan and were
Lisa. Lisa.
Yeah, Alan and Lisa were delightful. They really, cared about our pet and treated him. Yeah, no, it was a glowing review. I'm like, that's the Alan I knew.
Well, Mike
Well,
also worked
So
with
no,
him
the part that I didn't say is I did spend one night in Gaylordsville because I think we were, it was just convenient for wherever you guys were going to be playing. And the one thing that I remember is they had a really old-fashioned four-poster bed in the room that I slept in, and it was way, way high up off the ground. And it was the most comfortable bed I have ever been in my life. And that was my memory. And plus meeting his father, who looked like he was straight out of Central Casting.
Oh, no shit. Scary man.
Really?
Little bit.
Little bit.
Central Casting for what?
Launching.
And I always got to say, where the ex SS guys went when they went to Argentina.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
was like he was wiry. I remember that, but he was very nice. I remember his mom was very soft spoken, but I remember how comfortable that bed was. It's strange the things that you remember.
Oh, lay down in there. What did you say your name was, Don?
Yeah, perhaps you have relatives in Berlin. May I see your papers, please?
I know.
No, it was all right. It was fine.
Oh, Alan, you will quit the band or you will leave the house.
So during that period, when did you guys meet Joe Berger?
That's after me, I think.
Yeah, Joe Berger was 75-ish. He was 70.
I would have thought, definitely.
You probably were there, Don. Remember when we played the show place?
Yes.
Well, Joe was a house guy there.
Right.
They called him Big.
Was that Dover?
Joe Berger.
Yeah. Was it Dover?
Dover, New Jersey?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Showplace.
Showplace was also a studio and a rehearsal hall.
Later on, what was the backstage?
Who owned Showplace?
Ben Elliott.
Yes.
Right.
Because I tried to sell him a console, I think, at one point. Yeah.
That was later on.
I did a record there. I produced a George Harrison tribute album where all artists, Todd Rundgren, Big Head Todd, Entwistle, Leslie West, everybody did a Harrison song for Koch Records. And we went to Ben's studio to do Leslie's track. And Leslie wanted to play slide. He was doing Old Brown Shoe by Harrison. And he says, put me through a compressor. And so Ben puts him through a compressor, and he's playing slide, and he goes, put me through another one. Getting these compressors together till he finally, I don't know, man, but he got the sound. It was pretty crazy, but
Crazy.
that's Leslie. He was,
Yeah. And it's said that was Lowell George's thing. He went through a pair of 1176s in series.
that's exactly what Leslie, and here I am thinking, can you really do this? I beat things with a stick. So what do
I mean,
know?
the way people got sounds, I remember I got very friendly with Mick Gazowski, if anybody knows who Mick Gazowski is. It's another genius audio engineer, one of the few people I've ever met. What's that?
Never mind. I said
Uh,
the Mickey Club.
the Mickey Gazowski Club, yeah. But I mean, Mick is like he's a he's a mad scientist, as it were. He not only knows how to mix records, but he knows all the technology behind it. He has an incredible background, and he told me that the first time that he worked with Lowell George, Lowell wanted to get a particular sound, so he plugged his guitar straight into the desk and then to the tape machine. And Mick said that to get the sound, he hit the tape so hard that he burned a hole in it, or burned out the record head or something. He said,
Ow.
I was like, so they destroy, a $30,000 tape machine, but it's, because like, oh, but the sound was great.
Well,
right.
this is an amazing story that was told to me by an engineer that was, an old school engineer who was at the end of the white lab coat days, the Abbey Road days.
Mm.
And he said he was studying under this guy who was one of the, white coat lab guy things. And there were pops all over this tape, right? There was just pops all over the place. And he said, and how he said to the guy, what are you going to do about the pops? He said, well, I'll just remove them. And he said, well, how are you going to do that? And he would rock the tape. Remember how he used to rock the tape back and forth until he found the pop, and he'd identify it on the meters, and he'd take a hole puncher, and he'd pick a China marker and mark where the thing was and punch a hole in it. And I'm telling you, he said it went through, looked like Swiss cheese, but it was quiet as could be, and you could never hear it.
That is an incredible story. I worked at the old Hit Factory.
Pretty good trick.
And Studer Machines had a spot erase function, and I was doing vocals in a room that was just a mix room. So every time that I dropped in, it was on an SSL console. Every time that I dropped in, those little EAO switches kind of went like that. So when we're playing it back, it's like there's all these. I had a thing with Troy Giamato about that whole thing. I said, how could you book me in for a vocal overdub in a control room that has no recording space? And he shamelessly said, Paul Simon loves doing his vocals in there. And I'm like, so I sat there after the vocals were all done, and for about an hour I had to spot erase all the drop-in clicks that were there. A hole punch is pretty bold.
Yeah, I mean that was before he was crying. Yeah, that's bold. Yeah. But he used to mark them with a China marker and just pop it right up.
That's wild. That's wild.
Crazy things. So do we have our pastures ready?
Yes.
Joe, what are we going to get from you?
Stand by. Let me get it up here.
Turn my camera off. Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
By the move, right? Okay, so here we are. All right. Don's up first, so
I can hear the something.
No. I changed it.
Oh,
oh, Don,
actually,
look at that.
It's a lyric, so it's got the title and it's a lyric.
Baby underwear.
Baby
under a bed.
Baby.
You're getting there, Lori. You're getting there. Okay, what happens to have a what happens before a baby is in your arms? It is
a fetus.
Well, all right.
Born under a bad side.
Thank you. Yay. But you got to get the rest
I
of it.
don't-
You got to get the rest of it.
I'm looking at it, but I don't get it.
You got it.
Born under a bad
The first
sign.
line is born under a bad sign.
Yes.
Right. Wow. Very nicely done.
Thank you very much. But who had it's the for 10 points.
What's the second line?
Okay. I'm not
Baby,
gonna I wrote it. Well, if you know the song, it'll help.
Is it the same band?
It's all the same thing.
Down traffic.
No,
Oh,
it's the same song.
Yeah, so born under a bad sign, I've been down. I can't see that picture.
It's
Yeah,
from a goose, yeah.
picture?
Oh
I've been-
shit.
I begin to crawl.
All right,
Oh,
so
I've been down since I began to crawl.
hey,
Yeah, I'm an old blues enthusiast.
I'm sorry, I'll make it bigger next time. As
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I see. That's goose down.
Yes. And those are the 7 deadly.
Since I began.
And to crawl.
Wow, you went way, man.
Okay, no, that's good.
I didn't have that kind of time.
Is it living from today?
All you gotta do is go to Google Images, and
I hope.
eventually AI will allow you to just put in the song you want.
Joe's on traffic?
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Very
That's
good.
Okay,
I
what
was
you got there,
rushed.
Steve?
I was
I
rushed.
can't see the whole thing.
It's okay.
Hearts Club Band.
Oh, you've got crosstown traffic.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, you know what? I have a good thing for us to try to do next
Oh,
week.
I got it.
What? Okay,
I got it.
I'll put it back.
What is it, honey?
Sergeant
Uh,
Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Very good.
Really guessing?
Boy, I'm hot tonight.
Yeah. Why don't we pick a band for next week? So we'll all do something from the same band.
That
Okay,
will be
okay.
Steve, I hate to break your heart. It'll be challenging. Next week I will be in England
Visiting your
Oh,
daughter?
because our daughter is graduating on the 18th and we're going over on the 8th and we'll be back on the 24th.
You're
Well-
getting us some Milky Bar spread.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh shit. I gotta make a note of that Milky Bar. Yep.
Now,
No,
it's
hang
gotta,
on. I'm
in
gonna-
the, it's gotta be in the,
Milky
we
Bars.
cannot, we can find Milky Bars, but we
Yes.
cannot find Milky
Milky
Bars.
Bar spread. All right, hang on. I'm gonna put that in my calendar. Okay.
Okay.
Oop, oop, oop,
Yeah.
oop, oop. Okay.
Now, you told me you're going to Bath, is that correct?
We are staying in a town called Whitley, which is just outside of Bath.
Oh,
And
Whitley.
a dear friend of mine who
Sorry.
he's like chief of staff for Peter Gabriel. He lives literally down the lane from where we're going to be staying, so we'll be seeing him.
Well, I
And-
don't know whether you'll see Bobby or not, but I'm going to tell you a very, very funny story. Bobby, Steve Winwood was Entwistle's neighbor. And when I say that, I mean, like, the next mansion down the county or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, you
down
have
the
to
road.
drive at 20 minutes to get, to borrow a cup of sugar.
Right.
And Bob says to me one day, he says, "Oh, the windpipe is having one of the last shoots, the last hunt at his house, and he's invited us down because they banned fox hunting, right?" And I've got pictures of me, Bobby, and Steve Winwood on Stevie's front, wherever they assemble the horses and the dogs before they go to chase the fox. And Steve's wife is out there with a silver tray with port on it. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. These guys are drinking on horses. They're going to run after something on the horses. It's like insane, right? So I'm getting hooked up for the whole tour, right? Now Lori's with me, and down at the bottom, before John bought his property, there was a hunting lodge down at the bottom, which they converted into a restaurant and a B&B. That's how big this crazy freaking place was, right?
Mm.
The guy who owned it, a very nice guy, no longer with us, named Bob Johnson. And Bob says, I'd like to take you on a tour of the Cotswolds. I'd like to show you, you know, some of the parts of England that you might not see cooped up in The Shining there, right? So we said, okay. And so we're driving through Borton and we're driving through, you know, all over the place. And we went through Whitley and we went through every place. He stopped and we had an asparagus lunch where the guy actually goes out in the field and cuts down the asparagus and it steams it and puts it on a plate. I mean, just amazing with brown bread. And then he said, wait till you see where we're going. And he takes us, I got to come out of this. And he takes us to Bath, right? And in Bath is the Roman ruins. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, my wife and I went to Bath when we took Faith over last time.
Okay, so Lori is Bob kept saying, oh, she's a real culture vulture. And we drive all the way to Bath from John's, and you know the roads in that part of England are you know, that you're not going very fast. We drive all this way, and it's 3,000-year-old Roman ruins. They had hot springs running underneath. You probably saw it. They had the floors were raised, and they had hot springs under, so they had heated floors in the winter. I mean, these freaking Romans it was amazing. I am just agog at how incredible this was. And Lori goes, I don't understand what everybody's so excited about. It's just a bunch of old rocks. As opposed to new rocks that you see, you know, every day. Just a bunch of old rocks. And Bob looked at her and looked at me like, okay, let's go back.
The well-off Romans lived very well.
Oh man, it was unbelievable. I mean,
it's a great city. It's a great city. We're looking forward to it. And I broke down and rented a car from when we get there until we get to Cambridge. But once we get to Cambridge, I'm giving the car back because I have driven through Cambridge, you know, in a normal sized car. It's the no fun zone.
Oh yeah. Well, the next time you're with Pridden, ask them if Steve Winwood ever came in the house when we were recording. Because we would be done with a session and he'd go, oh, listen, I'm going out with old windpipe tonight, but don't say anything to the gov, you know, because, you know, and I said, why not? Tell him to come in and hear some stuff, because we borrowed his DA-98s to transfer some of our live tracks to multi-track. And he goes, oh, no, he won't come inside. He's scared to come inside. I said, okay. So if you talk to Bobby, it's a funny thing. He would come up in the driveway, but he would not go all the way up to the house. If Bobby wanted to go out with him, he had to meet him by the pine tree in the dark, and so they could sneak off the property. But he might have been scared at least. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to get in touch with Bob. It's just we're sort of heading in opposite direction from that. We're gonna go down south to Devon and someplace called Totnes, which is on the Welsh border, because one of my old colleagues is there. So we're kind of going in the opposite direction. But I'd love to go back to York. As I told you, I had a great afternoon with Bob and Maya. They're just the coolest people.
And she's great. Maya's just freaking great. But anyway, have a wonderful, safe trip. We'll miss you next week, but that's okay. Certainly a worthy cause. Joe, Lenny.
I'll pick a band for these two for next week.
Do we want to pick a band?
Let's pick a band.
Well, we'll let Lenny pick a band because he probably won't do it.
Well, I'll tell you the one that I would have done for Easter has got to be Echo and the Bunnymen. And on that note, I sign off.
Okay.
Bye, Dawn.
Take care. Travel safe. Say hello to Haven for me.
I will. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, see you guys. Have a good week.
Leaving now.
Let's name songs by.
What's the easiest way for me to make up one of those things? All you Appleheads.
Beatles song.
You're on Windows.
Echo and the Bunnymen. I don't even know.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. All right, we'll just leave it random for the time being.
No.
Yeah, not echoing the bunch.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, you'll figure it out. It's just, you know.
Beatles song.
Yeah, do we want to do a Beatles song?
Or a Led Zeppelin song.
No, you guys are going to have to figure it out.
Okay.
You know what, we'll just go random.
Song.
We'll go random and you have a week to figure it out. If you have any problems, go on YouTube and just ask, how do I combine all these pictures together? See, all I did, Lenny, on mine, all I did was I dragged in, I got a picture of the sergeant's stripes, I got a picture of the peppers and this lonely guy and the hearts and the clubs and the rubber bands. And I just, dragged them all into on the screen. But I also
Okay,
don't know.
okay. I only see the peppers and the clubs. Everything
Right.
else is like on the outside.
You got the Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, you
Maybe
see
if
it?
you turn your phone the other way, Lenny, you might
Yeah.
see it.
That would be too simple. Nope. Same thing.
No.
No, but we can see you much more naked, not bigger.
You better watch out.
You know what, Lenny, you could take a picture of things if you wanted. Yeah.
Of objects for a song.
Can you get kicked off of Zoom?
Probably, anyone can get us kicked off of Zoom. It's probably you, and more power to you, brother.
All right.
All right. Have a good week.
Next week.
See ya.
Take care, kids. Love you both. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Lenny. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lenny. Bye. There he goes. He's gone. I feel funny, man. Don, really?
What?
Well, see, Don has his musical background is just so diverse. He was into the move. Don was really a listener of music.
Right.
Unlike you who listen to, top 10 stuff, and you wouldn't. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Excuse me. Have you listened to Echo and the Bunnymen?
I was in Echo.
All right.
I thought I was one of the bunny men, sweetheart.
Note.
Not happy note. If I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture. Take care, kids. Don't forget Tuesday night. If he's back from the Bahamas, you got him. If he's not, you got us. See ya. Okay. Well, that was us having fun.